What is up, everyone? B.O.B. here, back on the JSP SMP after like 7 months since an upload. Well, at least an upload from Minecraft, that is, or from this server for that matter. I have been playing, though. I've been playing on JSP. I've just been streaming over on Twitch rather than recording. You can follow me over there at twitch.tv/BOB with underscores instead of dashes in the name. And I will post that in the description down below as well. But I wanted to kind of get YouTube caught up with everything that I've done since, well, Halloween was the last episode, and I've done quite a bit. For starters, we've replaced Jerome with Jeffrey. Jerome had an accident during some creeper farm maintenance and did not survive. Jeffrey is armored, but he stays at home because dogs are still useless even with armor. All right, moving on. So, I've been busy. Remember, way back in episode 1, I started mossing this terrain. And I had a goal to cover my entire base with this moss. And, well, I'd say I succeeded. I'd say I covered a sufficient amount. I like this over in here, but this doesn't really count as my base. Oh, there's a donkey. But the entire areas of my compound, as it has been called by a few of the server members, is completely mossified. And I've done a few other things as well. For example, this is a new building that you guys wouldn't have seen. First of all, there was a turtle cage here before. And then whenever armadillos got added to the game, I went out and got some of them, and I had a cage for them guys right over there where I was farming them, but those cages were ugly and they didn't really match. So I actually built this building on stream like a week ago. And as you can see up here on the top floor, we got a whole bunch of armadillos, and they're just sitting on top of carpet, which is on top of hoppers feeding into a chest. So picking up all their scoots. And then inside, we have the turtles, which we saw from the skylight above, and then an alley in here to collect the scoot. As you can see, threw a couple at me. He's supposed to deliver them here. There is a note block underneath there, but alleys do not work the way they're supposed to. Little jerks. And, well, of course, along with the mossification, I had to put in a lot more roads and a lot more street lamps, and I planted my giant mushrooms everywhere because it just kind of, I don't know, brings a little bit more color. I mean, all the greenery's great, but some pop of red here and there really brings the place to life, I think. And, like, even my villager transportation system, like the rails that I had, I put clay blocks underneath all of them just to make another contrast, another popping color. And really, I could have just taken this out. I'm all done with villagers. This world's about to be retired. We're going to be, well, I'm probably switching to another SMP, and well, either way, this world is going to be done. I mean, I've been playing on it for 2 years, more than 2 years. I've been here for a long time, and this isn't all I've done. For example, before I even started the SMP series, I posted a video about this place. This is my charged creeper farm. You see, we got a creeper farm up here. And I come up here, and we got holding cells with charged creepers just kind of chilling in there. They're all name tagged so they won't despawn. And I can switch this thing to spawn multiple mobs and stuff like that. If you really want to run down on the place, you can watch the video. Like I said, I did a whole video. I made a charged creeper farm in vanilla Minecraft, or a mob skull farm in vanilla Minecraft, something like that. But, I mean, there's also the map art district, if you remember. Geez, I don't remember, maybe episode 2. I think I did this with a giant flying machine that dispensed lava over the ocean and just basically created a giant square and then covered it in carpet and stuff. Made one custom map art and never used it again. I have this little mushroom hut that I've never really shown on camera. I mean, I've like kind of looked at it on camera. But I built this here. This is like the first little hut I had in this location. Before that was up there, long before that. And I do have a sort of a guardian farm out that way we're going to take a look at here in a minute. But this was kind of where I was living while I was working on those locations. And well, there's no bed here now. I must have come and taken it. But just a simple little mushroom hut. It'd make it great for a little starter base, I think. And like I said, I do have a sort of a guardian farm out here. It's real close to this location. I don't know if anybody really knew just how close. I know I showed it in at least one video before. But this is a sort of a custom design that I don't want to say doesn't work, because it does work, but not really efficiently. I wasn't really worried about XP here. I just wanted drops. And so I kind of set up these little kill traps in the corners. Or on the sides, I should say. I don't want that one. Well, it's just got powdered snow. And see, we got like bubble columns on the inside of the monument. This kind of pushes everything up to the surface, where the water flow pushes them to the sides, down into the columns. The whole thing does work. It does, but you get a lot more fish than anything else. And yeah, the guardian drops just aren't great. You're better off just building like the Silent Whisperer farm, where, you know, you actually pinpoint spawn left locations. But this was intended to just be like a passive farm that worked in the background, while I'm in this location. And it does just that. The thing is I don't really have a reason to be in this location, other than the fact that you can hear fish and stuff dying in there right now. Just fish and drowned is what it sounds like. But yeah, you get, you know, those are the drops you get, along with some guardian stuff that I've cleaned out, I'm sure, because you don't get a lot. But yeah, I mean, this place looks fantastic. Amazing. There could be so much more done with it. I just never really did anything with it. I always forget that the merman statue's down here until I actually come down here and see it. I think I saw this on, like, I don't know, like some random Google post or something. I was just looking at random Minecraft builds. It wasn't a video. I know it was an image, because I just kind of had to remember the image. But I don't know, I thought it was cool and thought it was fitting for this location. This still isn't all of it. This is a location that I've referred to as the iceberg ring. Now, the igloo here, it was just a base to use while I was working here. And as you can see, I do got some ice farms built here. Which, I mean, I've rarely used, because I actually just kind of harvested a whole bunch of these for like the ice boat roads in the nether and stuff. But this is a full-on ice boat racetrack. Like, it's kind of big. I always planned on extending it, making it longer, but I just never got around to doing that. Come to think of it, nobody's ever really been out here to race on it either. A little bit tricky in some sections. It gets a little tight. I tried to make it as wide as possible, knowing that it's crazy to control boats on ice. But, I mean, it's still a little tricky. In some spots. I suppose that makes it fun. Add a little bit of a challenge to it, you know? But yeah, I always intended to make this track a lot longer, and even add like a whole bunch of like soul lanterns all over the place, because they won't melt the ice, but they'll light it up at least, you know what I mean? And I tried to arrange a couple race days, but the only person that was ever really interested was Squiddy, and he was like the first person to leave. It looks like somebody was out here and left a creeper hole at some point, because I know I didn't do this. But I'm not really going to worry about that right now. But this was a cool project. I had fun with it. I mean, it was easy. I used a lot of wool, and it was always intended to be bigger, because this whole glacier area is bigger. But, I mean, it was just something I never really got around to. Well, I guess just another thing that I never really got around to. I mean, I don't feel like it's incomplete. You know, like, I feel like the job is done. It could have just been done more, you know, I guess. But, again, this isn't all of it. Now, try to remember that I'm also the guy that put down all of these ice boat roads in the nether, and I actually wanted to take that one back there. But we're talking thousands upon thousands of blocks worth of double wide ice boat roads, topped off with iron pressure plates, and they travel all over this SMP. Definitely toast Little Goblin. There's a long story there that none of the viewers would really know about. But Toast is a member who joined recently, and I think he's played like 3 times. We've gotten a lot of that. Well, this place has been shown on camera multiple times. This is a place I call the Stupid Cave. And a lot of this, well, at least from what's visible right now, you guys have seen before. But there is so much that I have done here that I didn't even do on stream. I just did it with no recording. I was just playing Minecraft, you know? Just enjoying myself playing Minecraft. For starters, let's take a look at some of these aquifers. Like, they're a little bit decorated. That one ain't so fancy, but they get better. But we're going to come down here, and like, this stairwell was here before, but I added more. I added a bridge. There's another stairwell that goes down further. We're going to check that out here in a few minutes. We got ourselves a little tunnel that goes through here and actually goes through an aquifer. I thought this was kind of a cool feature. And that leads to this bridge here and another little bridge. And the stairwell that I said we're not going to go down just yet, but I will take a peek. I mean, oh, here we go. The big aquifer. Look at that. Look, why don't bodies of water just naturally look like that? We'll get a closer look here in a few minutes. But let's move on just a little bit. Now, this building I built on video in an episode. I can't remember the number of the episode. I've done quite a bit of detailing out here since then. This was all just like stone platforms everywhere. And I think all I did on camera was get the storage put in, but I don't think I had everything like labeled and stuff just yet, but got everything kind of filled out using my shulker system on the side. So we got our pistons, so we want to place down a shulker, we can put them on top of the pistons, push the button to break them. We don't have to use our tools. I remember struggling to detail this place on camera, but I feel like over time it's really come together. Like, I've added a few paintings, some of my custom map art. We got the 15-year party supply add-on. So, of course, you know, decorate with a little creeper pinata. But, I don't know. I guess it came together over time. And another thing that I built on camera was the potion brewer down here. But there was just like a door here, and it was just a closed-off cave. Like, I hadn't gone any further than this. But as you can see, it goes further now. Got myself a little super smelter here. Lava powered for all that. We got a bamboo farm that is also, like, it works passively, yeah. But we can also bone meal it and crank that bamboo out if we want to. So that's kind of cool. The design was a little bit flawed. Like, I had solid blocks in where the fence posts are, but they were just popping the bamboo through the glass. And that's not ideal. You don't want that. So I tried to just switch it out with fence posts to prevent that from happening, but they still kind of get trapped in there. So I think the ideal solution would be just leave it a gap out, leave an extra space in there with maybe a water stream to push it all to one side. I don't know. I'll know to correct that in the future, though. But let's move on. Over this direction, we have, well, just like a little infinite storage system, the Silent Whisperer thing where you just kind of stack together chest mine carts. So with like the barrels that I had up there, anything important goes in the barrels. Bulk items end up down in here. Built myself a little hanging stairwell to get to the floor below. And what I've got down here is sort of a garden. Actually, it is. That's my flower farm right there. For any single high flower. We're right up next to the aquifer. And there's actually some lore here. The whole idea is that the waters of these aquifers are so rich in minerals that they make plant life grow at fantastic rates. So we can use these to grow these plants, use it to grow these plants extremely quickly. Where's the lever for this? Yeah, so we got the water that's being pumped up out of the aquifer through these pipes and then into the flower farm. And then whenever I turn it on, it's definitely the water that's multiplying the flower and not the bone meal. I swear it. But no, it is. I thought it was a cool build, and like the popper, the popper really helps it cop. No, the copper really pops in here with all the green and the different colors. And of course, since it's like a flower location, we got our sniffer cage down in here. This is probably overflowing. No, getting close. And then like the 2 high flowers over against the wall. Here, just a little wither rose demo. We can't duplicate them with the waters. Only death. All right. Moving on down though, we carried the lore to the floor down below as well. Only here we're not growing flowers, we're growing all different kinds of crops. We got our sea pickle farm here. Yep, there we go. And you see, definitely the rich mineral water. Definitely the rich mineral water and not bone meal, I swear. We have, just our regular, these farms are really just for show, these crop farms. But this one here is fully functional. If I wanted to grow some carrots, I can just grab some out of here. And I start on this end, and I go boop, 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 boop. And just like that. You don't have to do anything. Plant them all. Walk over the pressure plate, pick them all back up. Works with a little butt switch here. This is a set up on a burnout clock, that torch right there. So that actually triggers the whole system. You kind of got to move fast to make it work, but, it's not like I really needed it. I have been using it to get golden carrots, though, because that's just I don't know, it's a quick way to do it. We have bone meal powered glowberry farm, glow lichen farm. This is actually cocoa bean, and this works automatically. Yeah. So I can farm all that stuff. Pretty much anything that can be farmed with bone meal got farmed in this cave. This is one of the coolest features of this place. Just the fact that you can see so clearly into that aquifer, like that's water in there. You can see the grass. And I don't know. I've tried so many times to make aquariums in this game, and they always turn out cloudy, and you can't see. And then this one time, I just put a window into an aquifer, and I feel like it captured that essence beautifully. Anyway, we have another little hanging platform down here, and that goes down into my tree farm area. You can see this goes down. But I don't want to take that way because this way is kind of cooler. We got another little hanging room. No reason for it to be here. I just thought a hanging room would look cool. And along with all these like hanging stairwells and bridges, chains everywhere. Lanterns hanging from the ceiling as well. And then a little bit of more nature down in here. Tiny little aquifer, I guess. Up in here, we have ourselves a cactus farm. Of course, that's not bone meal powered, but I can use it to produce bone meal. We got auto composter set up here. Sugarcane also works passively and bone meal powered as well. We turn this on, and we can get bone meal very, very fast. See, this has the extra gap that I was talking about with the bamboo farm. That has the gap, and so this is a good design. Works well. We're feeding bone meal in with the chest mine cart. There's hoppers in the back. Equal distribution, just kind of like a super smelter sort of thing. This is actually a surprisingly efficient slime farm. See, this room is actually in a slime chunk, and they do spawn in here. And just by having this guy here, I don't have to deal with slime when I get into the room, and, well, he also collects slime for me. I got a couple of these scattered around this base. And then the tree farm. Now, you can see there's a kelp farm up against the wall. But building this tree farm, I had myself an epiphany. I'm not an average Minecraft player. I realized that, and I kind of, establishing JSP. I even called it JSP, just some peeps. Now, that was actually a recommendation. I thought it just had a nice ring to it. But it doesn't really fit for me, right? Because, I mean, are just your average peeps doing stuff like this? I feel like they're not. I feel like I can't find anybody else that does stuff like this. Well, at least I haven't been able to on this SMP. And mind you, at this point, like, this whole base, like, the bottom part, aside from, like, what I've shown on camera before, it was all done in about 2 weeks. Yeah, I just steady grinding. No videos, no streaming, just building a base and having fun with it. I've been doing the same thing on stream. I find that, like, the video editing kind of, well, of course, it slows you down, right? You know what I mean? Like, it takes a lot of time to edit. I don't know. This video might be poorly edited because I'm taking a really long clip right now, but it's working, so I'm gonna just keep going. We got a moss farm in here. Look at this thing. Look at this thing. We're gonna turn it on. First thing I want to do is, I could have put those away a long time ago. Let's turn it on. So it is now running. Can't really hear it running, but we're gonna go take a look at it. I usually just break through right here. Now, this ain't, like, real special. It ain't huge. But, like, it was like a one-night project that I threw in. I'm like, hey, you know what I need? I need a moss farm that's also going to produce bone meal once it gets filled up. So once my storage system is full, everything just feeds into auto composters, and then that feeds right back into the fuel chest. Like, it's so tiny, but, like, it's efficient. It works really well. Just like a kind of built on a whim job. I don't know. And, like, I can just stand here and let it happen. And, like, well, I should probably make sure that chest gets pushed back into place so it's actually collecting the bone meal. But as you can see, all the bone meal's getting put right back in that chest. So whenever the system gets low, I can just hit the button, send the chest off. It drops off all the bone meal. Fantastic. Refuels itself. You could do something like that with water streams as well, but I just kind of like the idea that I could just take the bone meal if I didn't want to put it back into the machine. I mean, clearly a lot of things are being bone mealed here. The kelp is all being used to produce bone meal, which this isn't efficient. I don't think I'm ever going to do this for bone meal again. I mean, large kelp farms for fuel, sure, great. Kelp's a great fuel block, especially with the auto crafter coming in. It's going to be fantastic, but I think from now on, I'm going, like, for a passive bone meal farm, I'm going, like, with cactus. That seems like the better route. Anyway, we got our, like, nether grass farm in here. You know what I mean? We got our warped root and fungi and all that stuff. All that comes in here. Bone meal fed in through the chest guard above. The, tree farm itself is actually manual. It's just got, like, an automatic collection system. We got a storage system underneath and all that. And I just plant trees in the middle, chop them down. There's nothing special about that. I think in my next world, I will be doing, like, something TNT powered because we're getting 100% TNT drops, and I love that. Dude. Okay. I'm just going to throw that in there. You know, we got another auto composter down here for leaves and stuff, and then another chest that feeds into my sorting system down here, which is just for wood. We got all our basic wood essentials down here. Well, bone meal on the first one. That's being supplied by that giant kelp farm. Well, somewhat. I also get bone meal from a scaly farm I got down here. I'll show in a minute. But we got, we got our saplings. We got our logs. And we got our leaves. I've got that for every tree type. Well, except for azalea. But I mean, I can do azalea. I got the moss farm. I got the bushes. I can chop them down. Even everything like moss carpet that grows on the mangrove trees. Apples have a spot. Sticks are collected. The shroom lights from the nether trees. Like, collection for all the trees here. Except for azalea, like I said. But, anything I don't have collection for ends up in this chest, which, as you can see, I get a lot of glow squid down here and some slime as well in the farm itself. That's all part of the chunk. I got another one of them makeshift slime farms down here underneath, which is behind the scenes stuff. But this one, yeah, I mean, it collects through. So, I mean, the more I'm in this area, the more I'm getting slime. Just a good idea to have because, I mean, I got slime farms back at my other base, but I'm not always there. I spent a couple weeks here just building this location. And while we're here, we will come down and just take a look at the Skelly farm. This is nothing real special. Didn't really decorate it at all. I mean, I kept it in the build palette. Do have a lot lights in it, so I can turn it off and on. We got our drop chute, sorted collection system underneath here. Yeah, you know, that's a great source of bone meal when you can't get it from everywhere else, but lots of things here use bone meal, so I got lots of ways to produce it as well. This was a great project. The stupid cave base. I think maybe one of my favorite bases I've ever built. And like, once again, I'm not even really using it anymore. Well, kinda. I'm still using this one more than a lot of the other ones. I'll say that. I don't want to go too far that way. It's a little dangerous. I was blowing stuff up, fighting with wardens. It's not really safe to be down there anymore. Anyway, the most efficient way to actually travel through this base is this honey vader right here. I actually got the floors all numbered. 10 floors in this beast. And you just kind of push yourself into the corner and you go up. And you can slide to the floor you want. But I need to go to the top floor. We're done here. I just wanted to show that off a little bit. Show this place off, get it all documented on camera, what it all looks like. Because like I said, oops. This world is about done for. Oh, Jesus. Anyway, while we're out by this location, we can swing by one other big project I had that was out this way. I wouldn't say huge project, nothing like what we just looked at, but I did build this raid farm. And like, it was kind of like a makeshift job. I just kind of like watched a few raid farm tutorials and just kind of, I don't know, picked the parts of farms that I liked and changed the things that I didn't. I don't know. I didn't really go by anybody's tutorial, but I got a lot of information from a lot of different tutorials. But this place has come a long way. I did put in a sorting system, as you can see, as you saw as I was flying by there. But, and I have been, still frequently coming out here. I gotta regularly stock up on totems, because they sell pretty quick around here. And speaking of selling, we did have the shopping district here. And, well, I own quite a few shops here. As you can see, we have roads and stuff now. I actually paid Christo to do this, but then he ended up using all my bamboo to do it, so I don't know, I feel like I kind of got ripped off there, but I wanted roads and street lamps. It just brings a place to life, you know what I mean? It makes it look more full and not so empty and pathetic because all the shops are mine. Well, not all of them. Like, Rocket Shop's mine, but that isn't, and that isn't, but that isn't ever stocked. This is Geo's. Yeah, I think it's stocked. I think. It was. Yeah. Yeah, he's got stock. Yeah, Alpaca Shop was never stocked, really. He's got, like, a thrift store over here that I don't know if it's been stocked at all. Christo built Squiddy a gravestone, even though he didn't really die. He just kind of left. But everybody does. Like, most people, I find, most applicants to an SMP, they play for like 2-3 days, and then they never come back. That's the common routine. Like, most people think they want to play on an SMP, but I think they just want to join an SMP, but not actually play on it. Anyway, this was Squiddy's wood shop. He came back at one point. I did mention we got the 15-year party supplies, or the 15th anniversary party supplies. So this is where we can come to get them. I just spawned in the villager here. Made a little stand for him, trapped him in. But this was my shop. This one I never showed on camera before, but after the armadillos got put in, or got added, and I started farming them, I put in the doghouse. I don't know why my dude's shoved over in the corner. We sell the scoots and armor here. We could have had longer reach. We could have. I stocked this shop, but it isn't really mine. Technically, this was my son's shop. He wanted to open up a banner shop. He built the building, and then it was just empty. And I said, you know, I got all this stuff from different farms. Let me just stock it and see if he gets some sales. And he's had a few. I've kept his stock for him, though. Doesn't look like there's any in here now. Well, I mean, nobody's really been on for the past, like, I don't know, week or so. At least, and even then, it wasn't really much before that. This was Christo's shop. This is Christo's shop here. Iron. Somehow he's selling villagers. Always got one villager for up there. Bread. Golden carrots. TNT, no stock. Gunpowder. Wait, how much gunpowder you got? Oh. We might come back for that. We might. I guess I could go AFK at my creeper farm. The trim exchange I built. I actually did that in between episodes, but I'm sure I know I've shown this before. I collected most of the trims. This one was collected by Christo, I believe. The eye trim. That was the only thing. I put bounties out on all trims that we didn't have. And the only one I actually had to pay out a bounty for was that one. Christo did try and get some more trims toward the end of the season there, but wasn't very successful. I don't know. We got pretty close, I guess. The bone shop's mine. That I put in on a stream, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, something like that. Like I said, so I have been busy. I've been doing stuff, but I've been doing it over on Twitch. So if you want to kind of keep up with what I'm up to, come watch me over there. I mean, I'm going to try and do like progress update videos from time to time over my next MP series. Well, I think I'm going to try and make it like a weekly thing, but they're going to be short episodes just to show what I've accomplished. And then if you want to see processes, you're going to have to tune into the streams, I think. It's just, for now, anyways, with life, it's easier. I can get more gaming in if I'm streaming, and I don't have to, like, edit to release things. So, there you go. That's the basic rundown of everything that has happened since, since Halloween, since the last episode. Yeah, I only brought the moss back to here. I wasn't trying to cover the entire landscape. I just wanted to cover my area. And I think it did a good job. The cobwebs were left behind from Halloween, and I just decided to leave them there. A keepsake, if you will. You know, a commemorative piece, I suppose. Really, it's just I'm too lazy to get out shears. Yeah. I'm really proud. I'm really proud of what I've accomplished in this world. I'm kind of sad that I'm going to be moving on. But I feel that it's time. I mean, the plan always was, when the 1.21 update came out, I was going to do a world reset. And that was the plan for JSP. But here's the thing. Let me talk at you. Let me talk at you for a minute. JSP never really worked. We had a couple of good people. Christo stayed active all the time. Everybody else, well, is either life got in the way or they just lost interest and never came back. And like, you can't force people, right? You don't even want them here if they have to force themselves to be here. But like, I took a little break. I played my Motorfest, but I came back. I always do. I always come back to Minecraft. And so, like, I figure there's gotta be other people out there like me. I know there is. You know there is. There's hermits. I need hermits instead of peeps. That's the thing. I'm not just some peep. Like, now, I think I might have found another SMP that I'm hoping that there's people like me doing crazy stuff, like what you see behind me here, where the entire landscape has been transformed into moss just because I can. Like, there's other grinders out there. I know there is. And hopefully I'm going to find some. I am, like I said, I'm probably joining another SMP. I'm not going to say their name right now, but follow me on Discord and well, join the BOB Discord, and I'm sure you'll get regular updates on all of that. Or, I mean, just look out for future videos because obviously I'm going to do some uploads and I'm going to do some streams. Again, streaming on Twitch, so come give me a follow over there. I would upload those streams here afterwards or on YouTube afterwards, but I don't have the capability of doing that right now. So basically, if you wanted to watch an old stream, you got like a 14-day stretch of doing it over on Twitch, and then it's going to get erased. So if you see something in an update video that interests you, maybe check back and you can see how I built it. Because I'm going to be doing redstone and everything else on camera. I'm not going to be cutting that stuff out. I find it easier to just jump on, start playing, and well, start streaming and play the game. It's, I don't know. Less formal than videos and a lot more streamlined. But I still kind of like the videos. They're so time consuming. But that is, I'm afraid, going to be it for JSP. If I'm moving on, this place shuts down. It is my SMP. And really, I mean, only Geo and Christo really seem that concerned. And Christo's already got into another realm. I'm sure when Geo has more time in his life, he could probably get into one too. I'm sure he could get into one now that's a lot more chill, but I'm not looking for chill. I'm looking for grinders, like I said. But hey, you know what? This has been kind of a longer episode than I intended it to be because I started talking my face off, talking your face off. But I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the tour. And I'm glad I got it all documented because that was one of the things that was really like, on my list. Before I do sign off, this is so random. I saw it behind me. This wall wasn't here before. I built this big retaining wall, and like it's just a wall. It doesn't do anything, but it looks so good. I'm a redstoner. I built that. Just saying. I'm really proud of it. Anyway, back to my sign off here. I do want to thank everybody for watching. If you liked the video, as always, leave a like, subscribe if you're new, follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/BOB with underscores instead of dashes. I'll put it in the description as well. Give me a follow over there. Come hang out, chat with me on stream. It'll be fantastic. I hope to see you guys around. You guys have a good one.